Select Board meeting to order for Monday, September 11th. Please join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I must say, it's been a while since I heard that many people in the background. It's nice to hear.
This is important to us, if I'm allowed to say that.
Absolutely. Chris, you want to go over the first order of business? We have approve and sign the sewer warrant.
Crystal has the sewer warrant.
Okay, so this is sewer use fee warrant number 23-2 to Nicole A. Menard, agent of collection of sewer use fees for Granby in the county of Hampshire. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you are hereby required to collect from the several persons named on the sewer use fee list, herewith committed to you as therein set forth, with interest, the sum total of such list being $110,529.01. The whole amount billed to all persons known to us to be liable for sewer use fees. And you are to pay over said sewer use fees and interest to Stephen R. Nally, treasurer of the town of Granby, or to his successor in office at the times and in the manner provided by General Laws, Chapter 83, given under our hands this 11th day of September 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second him.
Any further discussion at this time?
Chris, I know you said you were going to meet with Dave and South Hadley just to make sure that we all have the updated sewer use for the different properties that were in question last year.
We haven't met yet, no,
Okay, so those aren't accounted for in this?
not yet, no. Actually, that's still FY23 stuff, so.
Okay,
We were looking at doing it for FY24, I believe,
okay,
when we had talked about it way back when,
Right.
okay,
so.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
It's gonna be 3.
Set? Crystal, you all set?
Yep.
All right. So for our next item on our agenda, we have the COA director interviews. I believe right now we have Jeannie Benas,
Yes,
correct?
I'm behind.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't mind, come up here to the table, please. This might be a little different than some of the interviews you've been on. I know it's kinda,
Absolutely.
maybe a little overwhelming sitting around everybody and having.
I just feel bad, my back is
Otherwise-
towards them, that's all.
All right. Well, I guess to start off, and my first question would be, why do you want the position?
Why not? Granby's great, right?
Yeah?
No, as I mentioned at the first interview, I am in between jobs at the moment, and looking for a career change. I've been doing lots of things over my lifetime, and I think taking it a step further and culminating the final chapters of my life in assisting and getting services to the community and being part of the council.
Okay. I know you've gone through the interviews with the panel, and I know everybody here wasn't able to obviously hear those questions, nor myself and the other selectmen. But I'm thinking instead of going through every single question that you were already asked, maybe change it up a little bit and I guess more towards just ask some general questions. I think that we think that's important in the
Okay.
position. And I'll let you start.
Sure. My name is Rick Bowler. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Granby. Okay, first question is, what is your vision for the future of the COA, Council of Aging?
To thrive, to develop more participants, as I learned early on, is there's huge competition. Well, I saw a few other senior centers. I'd like to see that this is thriving and getting support and engaging our elders. This is, it's their community center, it's their senior center.
Well, with that said, how would you do that?
Fundraising, grants, activities, engaging the community, surveys. I know that there's been some, getting folks to utilize the center, offering a variety of different programs and overseeing the staff and getting them to, getting the elders involved.
So you talked about activities and programs. What would be some of the activities and programs that you would try to, bring?
I looked over the calendars, and there's a lot of, there's activities that are engaging. I think there could be more. I also think that the younger of our elders can get involved also, involving the community, having speakers, having events happening, working with the community as a whole, regardless of their age, getting the children in, or us getting to the children, or really making some impact into the community. We got a 60 population. Yeah.
Crystal?
Well, I did get to interview and ask other questions, but I think something that a lot of the COA members would like to know, one of the important ones that I found from several members was how would you, I guess, reach the population that doesn't come in? So that doesn't get the newsletter, that is at home and homebound, for example. So how would you reach them to let them know what is going on in the center and what's available to them? Because some of them don't even know what is out there, I guess, that can help or assist them. So how would you go about doing that?
I think outreach, meeting face-to-face with them, telephone calls on a regular basis, checking in with them, possibly getting volunteer program up that would do a face-to-face invite, being able to supply them with transportation and resources to get into the community, into the center, or us get to them.
what is the most challenging part of budgeting for you? And what is the key to a successful budget?
At least to get it balanced. I'm down to the single pennies in my checking account, so I mean, like, balancing out, it has to be complete. But I know everything has a budget, and I know that, you know, we can be, sorry. Budgeting is important. I'm not familiar with this budget or the town's budget. I did pick up, last time I was here, the annual report. And I was able to go through and look at it and stuff, but it's not as detailed as I would, in order to
You would
answer.
want it to be.
Yeah.
Well, our town administrator would assist with the budget, and obviously, you were granted the position, obviously, someone new, we don't expect you to understand everything, but
Right.
obviously, the town administrator would work with you in regard to
Yeah.
budget and what things we spent money on in the past.
I mean, I've served on boards. I'm currently on a board of directors for my condo association. So we are in the process right now of going over our budgets and for our new fiscal year. So that is, you know, a 2-day of going through it. So I have some form of idea.
Yes, so not all seniors are retired or get up early, so they are in need of after-hours activities. What are some of your ideas that could promote inclusivity to all our senior members in the community?
So I know we did talk about this early on, and it being important. I was surprised there was no evening programming here. I feel like looking at their likes, dislikes, I had this thing where we can bring a food truck into the parking lot, or, golf tournaments, or, the big thing now is pickleball, and, engaging the ones that are still working and getting them to utilize it. There's evening support groups that we could offer. I mean, they are sandwich generation. They're taking care of their parents. They're taking care of their children. Caregiver support. We can do programs in the evenings, weekends. I'm open to weekends too.
Thank you.
What challenges do you think this position would bring to you?
What challenges?
Challenges would you
This
think you'd
pos-
face? Yeah.
A new community.
Okay.
Getting to know the community. I've lived in South Hadley for 27 years or so. Just recently moved to West Springfield, so, I have to, get acquainted this is a small community. And I don't know, regarding budgets, what some of the challenges that are going to be faced with, the budget. But I think that getting this up and active, really active.
Can you please share with us an example of how you coached or mentored someone?
I am a Alzheimer's dementia practitioner. I have spent many, many years from building facilities from ground up, training staff for those communities. I do habilitation. I'm on the Speakers Bureau for the Alzheimer's Association. I'm also Currently, I am coaching some cancer survivors in their treatments and getting back with life as a whole. My last job, I was training home health aides to get certified, and then doing coaching while they're on the job, helping them understand the aging process and learning about building rapport and getting them more involved, being an advocate. I forgot the last part of the question. It was loaded.
Let me ask you a follow-up question to that. You talked about, talking to people about understanding the aging process.
Yes.
Can you give me an example of what would that be, what would that in detail? As far as how would you talk to someone about the aging process?
It's inevitable. It's human nature. Coming as folks age, your body's tiring out. You may not be able to jog 5 miles or, walk 500 feet. So we use adaptive equipment. We use an understanding that it's frustrating for that person, but yet it is very, it's the natural course of life. I know I'm having huffing and puffing and walking, I never ran, but, you got aches and pains. I would have to go through all my PowerPoint presentations to fully, because every person is different. Everybody learns differently too. I'm a visual learner, so you have to see it, do it.
So you mentioned PowerPoint presentations.
Yeah, do you want to, I don't have my phone with me.
Can you give us an example of some of the type of PowerPoint presentations that you would have for the seniors?
I developed a program called the Golden Rule, which is now utilized through the Alzheimer's Association and a couple of other senior centers out in the Boston area. And basically this program is teaching elders about peers that might have memory issues or deficits and how to not alienate them and to understand that this is not purposeful, this is not, it's like the golden rule of, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, of teaching them and, educating them on dementia, per se, Parkinson's. There's a wide variety of them that we've adapted. Mm-hmm. We've also done it for, we've taken it to the very basic level for preschools and kindergartners that were coming into different senior centers and getting them to understand that how this elder responds to you or be repetitive and, and how you can ask questions and how you can just reach out and hold a hand that would calm them down, per se. Regroup.
Thank you. Rick, do you have another question? I don't. Crystal, anything else?
I think one of the other things I wanted to just follow up with is you had started off the interview talking about fundraising, grants, activities, and surveys. So you have experience with all of those?
Grants, I am not 100%. I am in the process of taking some online classes for grant writing, just to, learn more about it. If I was to have this position, I would definitely be, looking at various grants, the National Council on Aging. I saw a couple of grants that are coming through for October. But I don't know if this has already been pursued or what. Fundraising, I have been involved with. I have done the memory walks. I was participant in, we established a scholarship fund for my sisters, so we do spaghetti suppers and fundraising through that. Active with domestic violence councils. I've been part of the, mental health associations, so there's been a lot of doing golf tournaments and things like that. I'm a multitasker, so I do, if somebody wants to raise some money, okay. I'm on board.
If you were given this position, what would be, I guess, some of the goals you would want to accomplish your first year?
Increase participation, build a solid rapport, like get to know the community, involve the community. Do a little redecorating. Sorry. I have not seen the center, so I've only seen this room. And just bringing things up to evaluating codes, evaluating, educating on systems that need to get into place. If not, learning. And anything you guys want me to do.
I guess, say I'm a senior and I haven't been coming here at all. How do you get someone like me to start coming in here and just kind of see what it's all about and be part of the community?
Oh my gosh, I would personally invite you, give you a tour, do an have you answer some questions. What are your hobbies? What are some things that you like to do? Do you want to run a men's group? Do you want to be a home volunteer and go visit somebody that doesn't have anybody? Or, do you want to do you golf? Do you play pickleball? Do you, all kinds of things, and then get those activities in here to get you engaged. Everybody has different personalities, everybody has different hobbies, everybody, and we try to meet a happy medium. And I think that's all those years of being a recreational therapist in my early part of my career, taking, 100 seniors who are living in a community and are living in a nursing home and finding out what activities best fit them and follow the criteria of state surveys, from being current events, sports, getting everything involved. And you would like to come here. Because these folks are great.
Could I add something?
Oh, Eleanor.
Would you let me?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't want to open it up, because if I open it up, then I'm allowing everybody to ask a question. And, well, let me ask, how many people would like to ask a question?
Well, mine is really kind of a statement.
But
Now, what
hang
I'm
on one second.
Oh,
So
okay.
we have several people that like to ask questions.
I just would
like to discuss the Friends of Granby relationship with the candidate.
Okay.
That's all.
It's our center, we should be open to questions and answers.
Well, it's a interview for the board to ask questions of
And
the
we should
candidate.
have input on that because they're gonna represent us.
I understand that, but it's not normal practice either to have people participate in an interview process.
It is normal practice in other towns.
But that's what we're here for, and that's why I asked how many people would like to ask a
I don't
question.
know you before tonight,
Yeah.
and you're here to
I-
represent me?
Hang on. If people just let me finish telling what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, excuse me?
I said, you're speaking in such a manner that we're not being represented.
No, but I'm explaining to you why I want to bring the group into this.
Okay.
I wasn't saying not to, I'm explaining to why I want to.
Okay.
And it's not usually the piece where you start having people ask different questions, because sometimes you don't know what people are going to ask. So I want to open it up to everybody, that's what I'm saying, because we have a small group here, and you are, if you will, the customers. And I want to have the input from you, so that is the point I'm getting to. So that's what I wanted to kind of bring forward in a little way. So I'll start with this.
Eleanor White, Bachelor Street, and I'm retired from the South Hadley Council on Aging of 23 years there, doing Diane's job here and a lot of outreach and so forth. And in that capacity, I came to know Jeannie and all the wonderful things she did. She worked for 2 or 3 different agencies while I was there, and especially the Alzheimer's Association, which she did wonderful work for, but she was always liked and really well respected among her peers. And I think that she has been a very nice, wonderful supporter for elders for a good part of your working life, right, Jeannie?
Absolutely.
Yep. Elders have been her life. So thank you for all you did previously.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Somebody else?
Is there somebody else?
I think Diane wanted to go.
Diane, wanted
Should I turn around?
If you'd like,
Again.
sure, absolutely.
Do you know what your staff is going to be here?
Do I know my
Do you know what your staff is going to be here?
No, I do not.
No, that's,
I
you should know.
I only know who's here now.
Okay, well,
Not personally, but
are you going to fill her in on her staff?
Oh, she knows as far as how many people are on the staff, yes.
You know what their functions are and how many people are full-time and how many people are part-time? Okay, that's what I want to know. But you haven't seen the facility yet? You haven't
I
seen
have not been over to the other side.
No.
Is there someone else that had a question?
Gloria?
But the gentleman's, sure.
Hi, I'm Lisa, Common Street. I'm the interim director the last 2.5 years. So I have a hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I just have a clarifying question for you. The first question was about what your vision would be. And you said develop more participants despite competition from South Hadley, Belchertown, Holyoke, Chicopee.
Did you guys corroborate with one another?
Well, technically we should, and in theory, it's a nice idea. It hasn't happened, but we have offered classes to help with overflow at South Hadley. We were thinking about developing a memory cafe. I spoke to several centers about what was entailed, and Leslie Hennessy in South Hadley said, it's a lot of work. Don't do it. We got ours off the ground 2 years ago, and now we don't have many people in it. Send your Granby households here. And that made sense. Why reinvent? We don't have anywhere near their budget or Belchertown's budget. There's memory cafes in other communities. You said also get support, build support. Support from whom?
From the community, from the elders here.
Okay.
Town council.
So town administration?
this whole community as a whole, from, from the little farms to senior housing, or, getting people to acknowledge that we're here. I mean, I kind of feel sad that you're tucked back on the side of the road, like I've passed it a million times, I had to make a U-turn, it's just tucked back, like, I sort of want this huge neon sign that says, hey, we're here,
We need it.
Anyone else?
Anybody else?
Oh, you want to talk about
Yes, Gloria Vivier, 31 North Street in Granby, and I'm the chairman of the Friends of Granby Elderly, and we're an incorporated group. And our function basically is to raise money to help support some of the programs that are offered here, and as much as we can within limits. But we have to work with the director. And the director is not always very appreciative. The past directors have not always been appreciative of what we have done, and we have found it very difficult to work with them. Not the current interim person. I just want to make that clear. Actually, Lisa has been more than supportive. She's been right there with us working, but I have had experience with that. Wasn't always the case. So I would like to, whoever ends up being the director here, I would like to at least be able to occasionally have conversation with them and kind of invite them to our meeting and have some kind of rapport with the COA director. That's
Absolutely.
so that's just my handout.
I consider you guys probably my right hand. You'll be the ones that are gonna help and guide and.
Well, we aren't here to run the COA. We all have other things in our life besides that, but we do spend a lot of hours. In fact, on Wednesday, we are having our annual senior picnic. We do have a lot of annual activities that we do, and we have 100 seniors coming to this function. Hopefully, it won't rain too hard.
Right.
But anyway, that's it. No, we are at the pavilion at Dufresne Park, and the pavilion, thank you to the generosity of the town. They are very supportive of us using that for our different functions that we have there. So I think that's all I want to do, is extend a hand to them and invite them. Anybody else? Anything?
Nope.
Okay, I think I'm all set anyway, and
Thank you very much.
for
Appreciate
allowing us
the
to do
questions
that.
and the comments as well. Anybody have anything else?
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, that would be the last.
Not at this point. Next steps, moving forward. I know you have another one after me, right? Yes. And then, no? Oh. No. Okay.
I'm not sure at this point.
Okay, okay. Then I think that's it.
Right, so the next part is obviously that the select board will discuss
Yes.
and choose whether or not we, who the town would offer the position to.
Fair enough.
Then after that comes the process of a contract and so on and so forth.
Fabulous. Okay,
All right.
all set then?
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Before you leave,
Do you have some references that we could check on?
Yes, I think I put it on the
It's
application.
on the application, okay.
Yes.
All right.
You could use Ellen too.
Thank you very much.
Research the board
It's
together.
nice to meet you.
All right, have a good night, stay nice and
too.
dry.
You two take care.
I didn't see any references on the application.
It's not
Oh,
on
it's
her
on the
resume,
other
it's
one.
on
Okay.
our employment application.
Okay.
Really?
All right, so is it something that the board wants to move forward with tonight? Or do people want to think about it?
I'm okay moving forward tonight. That's just me.
Crystal?
Chris didn't get a chance to reach out to any of the references, right, at this time?
No.
Okay, so I would feel a little more comfortable if he was able to reach out to the references and we get a little bit more of a background.
Okay,
Okay.
fine with that. I think she had a beautiful recommendation from this
Yeah.
woman here. I think that was very kind, very nice what you said.
Always a wonderful, supportive person in different programs and right on the ball.
Did you know her through here or through South Hadley?
I was
elsewhere?
at South Hadley Council.
Okay.
And she worked at different, mainly the Alzheimer's Association and a couple of other, I would say, home care programs. And she was right on it and wonderful with people. A real plus.
So,
But
from what I'm-
Eleanor, we don't all have Alzheimer's. Yes. She might make a good
so from, folks, I just so the board can communicate.
I think she knows a lot of things. She's worked with home
Right.
care agencies.
Folks, please, this is for us to discuss, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but,
No, that's not how I started.
so you, what I'm hearing and understanding, we want to table this prior to our next meeting and make a decision at that point?
What
We're waiting,
And our next meeting's Monday.
right, next Monday, so
Yeah.
it's a week out, and then, Chris will get the references, and we can follow up on that.
Okay.
I think I'm comfortable with the interview and what she had to say. So, right. Chris, I understand our second interview will be coming, okay. All right, so we'll table this to our next meeting, which is next Monday. Give us a chance to reach out regarding the references, and also give the other board members time to think about it.
No.
No. So, sound good?
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right, before we go, I do want to thank everybody for coming.
This was the only candidate that you're interviewing?
I guess the other candidate decided not to participate, so yes. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I do appreciate the input and the questions. Okay. So with that said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the select board meeting.
And I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion this time?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No? Thank you.
And just a standing invitation to come and